Welcome in. My name is Britt, better known as Default Dan. Today, we're looking at raids again. So on our last video that we were looking at, we were talking about how to do the most damage in your raids, best groups and things like that. But today, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to be looking at some of the hidden mechanics that the developers have hidden inside of the raids. So I want to pull up just a quick little piece that was kind of hidden within the Q&A session that they did when they were talking about raids. But if we look at it, one of the things they said is that they were really excited to hear people's, first experiences of the raids. But not only that, they've hidden more than one or two different little tips and tricks inside the raid. And they were just waiting for those to be discovered. One of those that people have already talked about is the fact that Eric has a special ability. And so I was lucky enough on one of our previous raids to be able to do that ability. And I have some video and I want to look at that and kind of break it down for anybody who hasn't actually been able to see gameplay footage of the Avast ability from Eric. So we're going to jump into that. So the important thing to note around the Avast ability is the fact that you have to have Eric in your group in phase 4 against Ursula. So in this phase, this can be a little tough. Ursula has a lot of health. You're having to kind of weed down that health throughout the entire raid with your club. So you're going to be going through, you're going to be doing damage to her, and you're not going to be able to use this ability until Ursula is, by our best guess, about 2 to 3% health left for the entire raid. So it's not something that you're going to be able to jump in and do. It's something you're going to have to kind of plan out and make sure you hold back Eric. At this point, with some of the top clubs, again, just like we saw in the last video, doing 1 million plus damage in this particular phase, this may be a little bit harder to do than it once was when the raids first came out. But I do want to at least break down what the skill is, what it does, and how it looks, since that is a pretty cool little Easter egg that the developers put inside of the raid. So I'm going to go ahead and start the video and we can kind of look at this as we're going through. And this is from the very beginning of this fight. You can tell that Ursula has just a little bit of life left. This was one of our last attacks on this particular part of the raid before it reset that night. This was a T5 run prior to us really figuring out some of these big teams that could do a whole lot of damage. So you can see right here, it's Eric's turn. We don't have any new skills or anything like that. We can see the escape button that's over there. But for the most part, nothing new. So we just did our normal attacks that we would with Eric. Went through each of the different characters using their skills. We can see Elsa there taking down the tentacles, stunning Ursula, and just kind of working our way back through the group. Trying to do, a little bit of damage here and there, because now the assumption is she's, not weak enough. So we're going to go ahead and put some damage on it, make sure that Ursula comes down a little bit further. As far as we know, there's no other real pieces that you have to have. We don't know if you have to have Ariel or you have to have Triton, but at this point, Little Mermaid, they all go together. We don't really break up that team. So, if you got her down this low, you might as well throw in the rest of the team with Eric, but I believe you just need Eric. So we're doing our basic attacks here, just kind of using the skills that we have, kind of bringing down that life, hoping that when Ursula gets this turn, she's not going to kill our Eric in one shot. But so far, it looks good. We've got Eric's turn coming up pretty soon. So we're going to do our basic again, putting all that damage onto Ursula, just bringing her down because we really want to use this special skill from Eric. And so at this point, you can see, I'm going to go ahead and kind of pause the video. You can see this new skill right here. So we have our escape that's up, as well as this new icon that pops up. And that icon is the skill Avast. Avast is a very specific thing in the raid. We don't know if there's other ones. There could be other characters. I'm not sure. The reason why it really leads to being only Eric having an ability like this is because his other abilities already call out Ursula specifically. His basic doing extra continuous damage to Ursula and different things like that. But it would not shock me if future events, future raids have the same kind of mechanic of trying to find that particular character that can do these extra damages or this special attack like we're seeing here. So we have Avast. We're going to be clicking that. We're going to watch the animation. And this is going to one-shot Ursula from exactly where she's at. So we can see up there 960,000 damage just from Eric. Now all that damage doesn't carry over. You can see right here it's only 649,000 just because the extra damage of taking Ursula down. You only get the amount of damage you did to her before she was dead. So that extra little bit of damage didn't come across. But yeah, so it's the one shot. It makes it make more sense of that very last scene of Ursula, you know, dying when you beat the raid. But you can see Eric takes that boat, puts it right into Ursula and takes her down. So that is kind of one of those hidden secrets. We're still looking as a club. We're experimenting with a bunch of different characters, different teams to see if there's anything else that stands out like that. Definitely seeing some new teams, and we'll be going over those in future videos for each of the phases, some of the best teams we found. Again, go back and check out that last video if you haven't, the million damage team. Use that same team yesterday in our heroic raid, was able to do over 2 million with it. So this is a pretty consistent team to be able to do some damage, the Stitch team. And we'll see. We'll see what the other teams are going to be in the other phases. But I am looking forward to showing you guys at least the phase 1 team a little bit later this week against Glut the Shark. So appreciate you guys for checking it out. Make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know how your raids are doing so far. What are your favorite teams? What are your biggest damage dealers? And I look forward to reading through those and talking to you in the future.